The moon hung low over the blackthorn forest, casting its silver glow over the sleeping village of Rivenhollow. At first, the night was calm, only the distant hoot of an owl and the rustle of leaves in the wind. But then, without warning, the heavens bled. A red streak tore across the sky like a wound opening in the darkness, painting the moon the color of fresh blood. Every dog in the village howled at once, their cries sharp, desperate, and afraid. Inside a small wooden cottage at the forest's edge, 17-year-old Kalen jolted awake. His chest heaved, his skin slick with sweat. That dream again, the same one he'd had for weeks. A wolf with glowing silver eyes stood before him in the snow, its fur matted with blood. The wolf would open its mouth to speak, but before a word could escape, Kalen would wake up. Tonight, however, something was different. The air itself felt heavier, and a deep vibration pulsed in the ground beneath him, like the heartbeat of some enormous creature lying dormant beneath the earth. A sharp knock rattled the door. "Kalen, open up." It was Ira, his childhood friend. She burst in, her pale hair wild from running. "You saw it, didn't you?" "The blood moon." He nodded, still shaken. "It's not just a moon, Ira. It's a warning." Before she could reply, a deafening roar ripped through the forest, a sound no human throat could make. Trees snapped like kindling in the distance. Kalen felt something stirred deep inside him, an ancient pull as though the sound was calling to him. Ira grabbed his arm. "The elders said this would happen. The blood moon marks the return of the immortal wolf if it finds you." The door slammed open again, this time from the force of the wind. And standing in the threshold, framed by the red moonlight, was a massive wolf, its fur black as midnight, its eyes burning silver. Kalen couldn't move. The creature stepped inside, each pawfall silent despite its size. Then it spoke, not with its mouth but directly into his mind. "Kalen, my blood runs in your veins, and tonight you must choose, embrace what you are, or die as prey." Before Kalen could answer, the floorboards beneath him splintered, and the world erupted in chaos. The world blurred into a whirlwind of claws, splintered wood and blinding moonlight.
Kalen stumbled back as the black wolf lunged, not at him,
but past him, slamming into a shadow that had emerged from the doorway. The thing wasn't human. Its skin shimmered like oil, and its elongated arms ended in curved talons. Its mouth opened unnaturally wide, revealing rows of jagged teeth. The wolf tore into the creature's neck, silver light sparking from its fangs with every bite. The thing shrieked, a sound so sharp Kalen clutched his ears. Ira dragged him toward the back door, but the wolf's voice thundered in his mind again. "Do not run from me, blood of my blood." Kalen froze. Ira yanked harder. "Move. That's a shadow spawn if it touches you." But before she could finish, the creature dissolved into smoke beneath the wolf's final strike. The beast turned to Kalen, its fur bristling. Its eyes, those burning, unblinking eyes, locked onto him. Then Kalen felt it, a sudden searing pain across his right forearm. He looked down to see a pattern etching itself into his skin, lines of glowing silver forming the image of a crescent moon over a wolf's head. Ira gasped. "That's the mark of the Alpha." "You're—" The wolf's voice cut her off. "He is mine, my heir." Kalen's knees buckled. He had heard whispers about the immortal wolf, an ancient guardian who ruled the wild long before kings built their thrones. The mark was said to bind a mortal to its power, but at a cost. "Why me?" Kalen demanded aloud. "I'm just a— You are the last of my bloodline. My enemies have hunted us for centuries. Now they know where you are. The blood moon has awakened the hunt." The wind outside howled like a chorus of wolves. In the crimson sky, Kalen saw shapes moving, dozens of winged creatures circling above the forest. Ira's face turned pale. "They're coming." The wolf stepped closer, its massive head lowering until Kalen could feel its hot breath. "If you wish to live, you must follow me into the blackthorn. But once you step beyond the tree line, you will never be the same again." Kalen's heart pounded. The mark on his arm pulsed with power, urging him forward, while every instinct screamed to run in the opposite direction. In the distance, the first creature broke through the clouds, its screech echoing across the village. Kalen took a deep breath, his choice burning in his chest. The blackthorn forest loomed like a wall of living shadow, its twisted trees clawing at the blood-red sky. Kalen stood at the edge, heart pounding. Behind him, the village burned, dark silhouettes swooping low, snatching screaming voices into the night. The immortal wolf moved ahead without hesitation, its black fur blending into the darkness. Ira clung to Kalen's hand, pulling him forward. "We can't stop," she whispered. "Once the hunt begins, they don't rest." The moment Kalen crossed beneath the first tree, the air changed. It was heavier here, damp with the scent of moss and something metallic. Blood. Faint but undeniable. Strange glowing fungi clung to the roots, casting sickly green light on the path. They moved quickly, but Kalen's mind was spinning. "Why didn't anyone tell me about this?" "About him?" He nodded toward the wolf, who padded silently ahead. Ira's voice was low. "Because your father wanted to protect you. The mark passes through blood, and you're the last. If the shadow spawn had known sooner—" "They did know," the wolf's voice growled in Kalen's mind. "I've been killing their scouts for years. But tonight the blood moon tore the veil between our worlds. Now they can hunt you freely." Kalen clenched his fists. "Then teach me how to fight them." The wolf stopped, turning its silver gaze on him. "To fight them, you must become what you are destined to be. That path is not chosen lightly." The undergrowth rustled. Ira drew a short blade from her belt just as 3 shadow spawn emerged, their eyes glowing like molten gold. Their bodies twitched unnaturally, joints bending the wrong way. Kalen's mark blazed, and suddenly he could hear their thoughts. Hungry, relentless whispers calling for his blood. The wolf struck first, a blur of fur and teeth ripping into the first creature. Ira slashed at the second, but the third lunged straight for Kalen. Before Kalen could think, his body moved on its own. His vision sharpened, the world slowing. He sidestepped, grabbed the creature by the throat, and slammed it into a tree with inhuman strength. A snarl tore from his lips, a sound that wasn't entirely human. When it was over, Kalen stood panting, the creature's body dissolving into black smoke. His hands shook, but not from fear. From power. The wolf approached, eyes glinting with approval. "You feel it now." The call of the alpha. Kalen looked at his hands, horrified and exhilarated all at once. "What's happening to me?" "The change has begun," the wolf said. "And soon, you will have to face the one who started it all." The deeper they ventured into the blackthorn, the less the forest resembled anything Kalen had known. The trees grew wider than houses, their branches tangling high above to block out even the blood moon's light. Strange runes glowed faintly along the bark, and the air pulsed with a low hum, like the heartbeat of the earth itself. They stopped at the mouth of a rocky cavern, hidden behind a curtain of black vines. The immortal wolf stood guard at the entrance, ears twitching. "We are not alone," he warned. Ira peered into the shadows. "What is this place?" "An old refuge of the bloodline," the wolf answered. "But it has been touched by treachery." The air inside the cavern was cold and damp. The walls were etched with murals, wolves standing beside men, fighting against monstrous shapes of shadow. Kalen traced the carvings with his fingers, realizing each wolf had silver eyes like the one who had claimed him. "This is my family," he whispered. The wolf's gaze darkened. "It was until one of them sold us to the shadow spawn." A soft laugh echoed through the cavern. From the darkness emerged a tall figure clad in black armor, his face hidden behind a wolf-shaped helm. He carried no weapon, but Kalen felt the danger radiating from him. "You finally brought him," the man said, his voice smooth and cold. "The last heir. My nephew." Kalen's blood turned to ice. "Nephew?" The man removed his helm, revealing sharp features and eyes, the same burning silver as Kalen's. "I am Lucian, your mother's brother, the one she cast out to protect her precious prophecy." Ira stepped in front of Kalen, blade raised. "You betrayed them. You led the shadow spawn to the village." Lucian's smirk didn't falter. "Of course I did. The Alpha's power should have been mine. Instead, they passed me over for a boy who didn't even know what he was." The immortal wolf growled, stepping between them. "Lucian, you forfeited your claim when you shed innocent blood." Lucian's eyes flared brighter. "Innocent?" "No, necessary, and now, dear nephew, you will hand me the mark, or I will take it from your corpse." Before Kalen could react, Lucian moved with impossible speed, striking the wolf across the face and sending him crashing into the cavern wall. Shadows erupted from Lucian's hands, twisting into spear-like shapes. Kalen felt his mark ignite with pain and fury. Every instinct told him this fight would decide more than his life. It would decide the fate of the bloodline. Lucian's shadows lunged like living spears. Kalen dove aside, the tips slashing through stone as if it were paper. Ira charged, her blade flashing. But Lucian batted her away with a single sweep of his arm, sending her sprawling. The immortal wolf rose from the rubble, a deep snarl rumbling in his chest. "Kalen, stand with me." The mark on Kalen's arm blazed, heat searing through his veins. His vision sharpened until he could see every breath of mist leaving Lucian's lips. He moved without thinking, his body answering the call of something ancient inside him. Lucian laughed. "Yes, I can feel it, you're awakening. Give me that power and I will make you unstoppable." Kalen's reply came in a growl. "You'll get nothing but your own blood on the ground." They clashed. Lucian's shadows against Kalen's raw, growing strength. Each blow sent cracks spidering through the cavern walls. The immortal wolf leapt in, jaws locking around Lucian's arm. But the traitor twisted and hurled him aside again. "You're not ready," Lucian roared, hurling a wave of shadow spikes. But Kalen was ready. The mark flared so brightly it lit the cavern like silver fire. His muscles coiled, and his heartbeat pounded in sync with the immortal wolf's. He lunged, not as a man, but as something more. His hands became claws, his senses sharper than steel. His roar shaking the stone. He met Lucian's next strike head-on, ripping through the shadows and seizing his uncle by the throat. "This ends now," Lucian snarled, silver eyes blazing. "If you kill me, you kill blood." Kalen's grip tightened. Better a traitor's blood than the bloodline's end. With one final surge of power, he slammed Lucian into the ground. The mark's light poured into his hands, burning through flesh and shadow alike. Lucian's scream echoed through the cavern as his body dissolved into black mist. Leaving only silence behind, Kalen staggered back, chest heaving. The immortal wolf limped toward him, pride shining in his silver gaze. "You have chosen your path, Alpha. The bloodline lives." Era stood, wincing from her injuries but smiling faintly. "Looks like the forest has a new protector." Kalen looked at his hands, still trembling, still more claw than human. The power was his now, bound to his soul forever. He knew the shadow spawn would return, that the hunt would never truly end. But beneath the blood-red moon, with the immortal wolf at his side, Kalen felt no fear. "Let them come," he said. And in the distance, somewhere deep in the forest, the first howl of the new Alpha rose to greet the night.